We're only midway through April, but already many of the spring athletics teams here at Tufts are having stellar seasons. Women's tennis and both lacrosse teams are nationally ranked, the baseball squad is off to an historically fast start, and the softball team has only recently found its offensive stroke, returning to the form seen last year when the Jumbos made a deep run in the NCAA tournament and won 44 total games. But for many of the teams, this coming weekend will be the ultimate test in an already exciting spring campaign. Starting off, we have the women's tennis team, currently 5-0 in the NESCAC, all of which, except one, have come by 9-0 margins. The Jumbos most recently defeated conference foes Trinity and Hamilton over the weekend, but they have not faced a ranked opponent in Division III all season. In a matter of days, the squad will go from lowly conference competition to one of the best teams in the country, the defending national champion and current number 2 in the nation, Williams Fs, who will come to town on Saturday. Williams, currently 8-1 in the spring with its only loss to Division I James Madison, went undefeated at the Fab 5 tournament in Fredericksburg, Virginia in late March, defeating 3 top 25 opponents in the process. Last year, the Jumbos fell 6-3 to Williams, but with its 2 top players back and with a wealthy young freshman on the team, the Jumbos could be in line to pull off an historic upset. The daily Sapna Bansil caught up with junior tri-captain Julia Browne to talk about the Saturday's home match.
All right, Julia. Well, first off, just what are your feelings on playing and hosting the 2-time defending NCAA champions on Saturday?
We're really excited about this match. This is definitely the match that we've been looking forward to all season, and especially this year we have really high expectations for ourselves.
Last year when you guys played Williams, it was a 6-3 match. It was very competitive, and this year you guys are arguably as deep as you've ever been. So kind of given all that, what are your expectations of the match on Saturday?
We definitely had a close match with them last year, but they just outmatched us a little bit. This year we have 3 really strong freshmen, and we've been working really hard, had really good matches, so we're definitely hoping for a win this year.
And this is kind of the beginning of a stretch of like 4 really tough matches for you guys with Williams, Amherst, Middlebury, Bowdoin kind of all in a row. So just what are your impressions of kind of the stretch coming up for you guys?
This is definitely the stretch that we've been working towards all season, worked hard in the off-season. We've had some really good wins this early in the season, so we're definitely looking forward to this. It's definitely going to be tough, but we are really hoping to do well this year.
Next up is the baseball team, winners of 10 of its last 11, and it currently holds a 5-1 record in the NESCAC East. But coming to town is the team that has given the Jumbos the most fits in recent memory, the Trinity Bantams. Trinity, 2 years removed from a 1-loss season and an NCAA national championship, is currently ranked 9th in the nation, though the Bantams just lost a base this past weekend and are 1 game behind the Jumbos in the NESCAC East standings. With opponent offense hitting .376 as a team and with 3 players boasting the top 3 batting averages in the conference, Tufts' pitching will have its work cut out for it. The Jumbos will counter, though, with a deep pitching staff, including NESCAC saves leader Chris DeGotti, recent NESCAC Pitcher of the Week Ed Bernstein, and a trio of strong starters in sophomore Dave Ryan and juniors Derek Miller and Pat O'Donnell. The Jumbos haven't beaten the Bantams in the past 6 meetings, but they have looked strong recently with a 3.61 team ERA and 104 total strikeouts, just 10 behind Trinity in 1 fewer game. Tufts has always historically played the Bantams extremely tough, and this year should be no exception. With first place on the line, the Daily's Dave Heck chatted with junior tri-captain and shortstop Dave Leresche about this weekend stakes.
All right, you guys have lost your past 6 regular season matchups with Trinity, past 8 overall. What's made them such a difficult opponent these past couple years?
Yeah, well, you know, in the past, Dave, they've had some really dominant starting pitching. Two guys have been drafted in the last 3 years, Kylie and Bayer. So 2 years ago, you know, that starting pitching really kind of shut us down, and that took them to the national championship. So that was a big factor for them. And also last year, you know, starting pitching, but also they really had some clutch hits. You know, they beat us on a walk-off home run. We were up 5 on them in the 7th inning, and you know, lost on a grand slam. So they've had some big hits, but and some good starting pitching in the past. So.
Right. This year, you guys have a better overall record than Trinity. You have a better conference record. You're above them in the standings. How confident are you going into this matchup this weekend?
Well, you know, we've really been pitching and playing defense well, and that's really the key to winning games. You know, we always talk about that, and our bats are starting to come back to where they were at the beginning of the season. You know, versus some of the Southern teams. So you know, we're really confident if we pitch and play defense. You know, we have good approaches at the plate. We're gonna have a great shot this weekend to take all 3.
And how meaningful would it be to you guys to at least take the series from Trinity?
Well, you know, definitely. There's a lot of pride, you know, with us, and a lot of rivalry here, a lot of history. So it would definitely mean a lot to us. You know, we're going to try to approach it just like any other game, but it's hard not to be jacked up when you know, the NESCAC's on the line pretty much. So we're excited to play, excited to compete, and, you know, I think it's going to be a great matchup.
All right. Thanks, David.
Thanks.
And finally, we have the undefeated men's lacrosse team, fresh off its 9th straight victory and a 9-5 win over Trinity this past weekend, which has pushed the squad's record to an unblemished 9-0, the best start in program history since 1946. But this weekend, the Jumbos will hit the road to take on Connecticut College, also undefeated and atop the NESCAC at 10-0 and 6-0 in conference play. The Camels are right behind Tufts in most offensive categories, including goals, points per game, and shot percentage. Con College has a history of close games this season, including 1-goal victories over Middlebury, Bowdoin, and Williams, and a 2-goal victory versus Amherst. The Jumbos, meanwhile, are putting up over 13 goals per contest and have beaten NESCAC opponents by an average of over 4 goals per game. It's going to be a battle of two lacrosse juggernauts, both ranked in the top 10 in the nation, and the Daily's Kemp headed out to Bella Field to talk to junior star DJ Hessler.
So DJ, obviously you guys are on a win streak like never before. How much pressure are you guys feeling right now coming into Saturday against the only other undefeated team?
Really not too much pressure. I mean, obviously it's a big game. Like, I didn't even realize it was the most winningest streak in like school history until I think it was like on the recent press release. But I mean, it's the way we look at it is like it's the next game. We gotta go out there, gotta just do what we can do, play the next game like it's the most important one.
Yeah, and how are you guys preparing? What is your focus going into Saturday all week after coming off a really tough win on Tuesday?
Yeah, we gotta just worry about ourselves. I mean, a lot. Like, yeah, we gotta concentrate on what our opponent does and work on those kind of things. But really, it's as long as we take care of what we do and our own stick skills and the way we play. I mean, I know we can beat people as long as we don't beat ourselves.
Yeah. And the last question is, what do you feel like is your greatest advantage over a team like Con who doesn't have, explosive scoring like you guys, but maybe a little, under the radar?
Yeah, they have a great defense. I think all their scores, I don't know if they've let up more than any double digits this year. And they certainly have some very good scorers. And in past years, they've played us very well. I mean, they're a very athletic team. We're very athletic. I think we've got a lot of heart, though, and I know we've played in a lot of close games this year compared to past years where we might have blown some people out, and I think that's given us a lot of kind of like awareness that we can't take anyone lightly, or they're gonna take it to us. So I mean, we just got to go out there and give it everything we got.
Well, it sounds good, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, DJ.
So there you have it, 3 stellar matchups this weekend, not to mention the softball team's 3-game set versus first place Trinity as well. The action kicks off Friday with the baseball team's opening game and continues Saturday when all sports are in action. This is Alex Prewitt, Executive Sports Editor for the Tufts Daily. Thanks for watching.